how does a baby in a basket become a prince of Egypt and then a wanted fugitive? Exodus 2 is the origin story of Moses, a mother's desperate gamble, a princess who breaks the law, a murder in the sand, and a God who hears the cries of the oppressed. This is where the liberator is made. Let's walk through it. Egypt is a terror state. Pharaoh's decree is clear. Every Hebrew boy must die. A mother hides her newborn son for 3 months. But babies grow. Babies cry. The clock is ticking. She faces an impossible choice: watch him be killed or risk everything on a desperate plan. She refuses to give up, so she builds hope out of reeds and pitch. This isn't abandonment. This is an act of calculated hope. She weaves a waterproof basket, an ark, just like Noah's, and places it strategically in the reeds along the Nile, right where someone powerful might find it. The baby's future now hangs entirely on who walks by first. It's a gamble, a prayer, a mother's last move. And then, someone comes. Pharaoh's daughter finds him. She knows the law. She knows this is a Hebrew baby, but she chooses compassion over obedience. Then comes the twist. The baby's sister Miriam steps forward. "Should I get a Hebrew woman to nurse him for you?" The princess agrees. And just like that, the mother is paid by the Egyptian government to raise her own son. This one moment of compassion completely alters the course of history. The princess names him Moses. "I drew him out of the water." His identity is wrapped in rescue. Fast forward, Moses is grown. He has the power and luxury of a prince, but he can't forget his roots. One day, he goes out and sees his people, suffering under brutal forced labor. The Egyptian taskmasters are beating them, and something inside Moses snaps. The tension between his two identities pushes him to the edge, and what happens next changes everything. Moses sees an Egyptian beating a Hebrew, and his reaction? Chillingly deliberate. He doesn't just lash out. He looks this way and that, checks to make sure no one is watching. Then he kills the Egyptian and buries the body in the sand. He thinks the secret is safe. He thinks he can move on. But secrets don't stay buried. The next, Moses tries to break up a fight between two Hebrews. One of them turns on him. "Who made you a ruler and judge over us? Are you going to kill me like you killed that Egyptian?" Just like that, his whole world crumbles. All that princely confidence just evaporates. The text says, "Then Moses was afraid." The secret is out. Word travels fast. Pharaoh hears, and the prince becomes a wanted man. Moses runs for his life. Moses flees to Midian, a desert wilderness far from Egypt. Even on the run, his character shows. He defends a group of women at a well from aggressive shepherds. He's invited into their home, marries one of them, Zipporah, and starts a new life. He has a son and names him Gershom, which means "I have been a foreigner in a foreign land." Moses is a true exile, Egyptian by upbringing, Hebrew by blood, and now a stranger in Midian. He's lost everything, or so he thinks. The camera zooms out. Back in Egypt, the old pharaoh dies, but the slavery doesn't end. A new king rises, and the oppression continues. The Israelites groan under the weight. They cry out, and here's the turning point. God hears them. It wasn't just complaining, it was a plea. And God remembers his covenant with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. The fugitive story is ending. The liberator's story is about to begin, and Moses has no idea what's coming. We've walked from a basket to a palace, from murder to exile, and from silence to the cry that God hears. Before you go, sit with these questions. First, Moses tried to rescue his people through violence and secrecy, and it failed. When have you tried to fix a problem your own way, only to realize God had a different plan? Second, Moses named his son Foreigner. He felt like an outsider everywhere. Where do you feel like you don't belong? And what if God is using that in-between place to prepare you for something bigger?